Well, Matt, not one of our better nights tonight. What did you make of the match?
Well, tough to start with. I thought we were okay in the early part of the game, or first half. I mean, they scored early, which that first 5-10 minutes is always tough. And we had the same situation when we went there, that if you're not... They're so aggressive with the way in which they catch the game up and land on things. They got the goal early on from the corner, and then we found our way into the game, and it followed probably similar pattern to when we went there, that we had quite a bit of the ball deep in the pitch, and we lost too many chances in the first half to penetrate and to break lines and to really get out. The most tempo changing players on the pitch for us were the centre backs, because they were allowed to step in. I thought they did that well at times tonight, but we missed the chance at times to find the right pass in a wide area. We had some good entries into the penalty box, but didn't quite make enough chances of those situations. And you know, if you're in the game at half time, you're okay, but we needed a bit more in the second half for sure. And then the second half, we actually start okay. First 3 or 4 minutes, we got the game in their half. We turn the ball over really cheap. They go on break on us and score the second, and then in quick succession the third. And there was a 15-minute spell in the second half where the Blue was away. They were just rampant and really powerful, really athletic players that run hard in real direct fashion. It was too much for us, and we didn't cope with that situation as well. And then we lost our way. Really, we lost the structure to us. We made some really poor decisions with the ball. And put ourselves in trouble too often. And then we got a little bit of a spell back, and we got the goal, and we had a good chance just before that Nibsy should do better with, and then he takes his goal well, and you hope that might be able to lead to something. And then again, it's a poor fourth goal really. And there was a spell in the second half where they had good chances. We've had quite a lot of the ball tonight. I said that when we went there, but we played against a ruthless opposition that have got a bit too much to us to cope with that situation. And I think the reality is, when you play against the top teams back to back, it's very, very difficult for us to be as competitive as we'd like to be, because that is the difference at the moment. You know, you look at the league table, there's going to be teams relegated in the 40s and teams not getting in the playoffs or promotion positions in the 80s. It's a League of Two leagues, and any results we get against the top ones are bonus ones. We had a brilliant one Saturday, but we weren't able to back it up tonight against a team that are really fighting and chasing for it. So we've got to try and finish the week well with the Wycombe game and get ourselves back on track for the final 5 games.
We're probably up against opposition that have not seen many more ruthless displays against us here at the Abbey.
Yeah, look, you play the top ones. That is what happens. If you do give a moment to them, and you give them momentum, they can cause you massive problems. Let's be fair. That team played in the Championship last year, and they've got some players that were above our level tonight. That doesn't mean we can't be competitive with them, because we've shown at times this year that we can be, but we're not consistently that level. They were too athletic and powerful for us at times tonight. That is not a slight on our players. That is not us not wanting to back up the performance on Saturday. It's just the reality of where we find ourselves, and that's why we're 13th position in the table, and they've got into the playoff positions tonight. That is the difference. You know, there's no shame in losing a game against a top team by any means. You want it to be a bit closer. You don't want it to run away from you, but we've seen it a number of times, and I'm no doubt we'll see it next season, and we'll see it at times maybe again this season. We've got to fight that isn't the case, and we've got to be as ruthless as we can be to keep building our squad, so that we've got as much as we can to compete against these teams when the opportunities come up.
You made a number of changes tonight. How did you think they did? Some of them coming back from injuries, such as Jack and a few of others who've not played as many minutes recently. Yeah,
so we wanted to make 3 really to freshen it up. I think we have to use the 6 games to have a look at, or give an opportunity to some that haven't played so much, and have a look at 1 or 2 others throughout the game. So we know the consequences of that. Sometimes might be it's harder for us to really find that level, and you don't have the same rhythm going into games because you make changes. But I'll do it again Saturday, and I'll do it again next week, because that's the whole point. We've got ourselves in a position where we can do that, and it'd be stupid of me to not take the opportunity ahead of next season to try and get ahead and make some decisions and see who can contribute in which areas of the pitch, and whether we can put those games together. So it's always difficult for players, I think, when they haven't played for a long time against a team like that. In the case of Jack and Ben, that's the difficulty, that you've got to try and commit physically to that level and find your feet very, very fast. And Jack Iredale, obviously, he was just getting some match minutes tonight really, and he had some good moments in the game. So an hour will do him well, and we'll try and get him some more minutes on Saturday and get him back to full fitness. And then others that maybe haven't played might come into the team Saturday or the next week. We'll just try and make those calls as we go, and whichever team's on the pitch, they've got to try and give a performance that gives us a chance of getting points. Tonight we weren't able to do it, but yeah, we'll have to try and do it again at the weekend.
Knowing the history of your team, they'll be ready to bounce back on Saturday.
Yeah, I'm sure they will, and you know, we know that we're at the stage of the season that we are, and we want to try and make sure that we are as competitive as we can be in the last 5 games. We get as many results as we can in the last few games. You know, top half of the table's up for grabs for somebody, so someone's got to try and take that and grab that opportunity. But at the same time, we've got to be sensible and use the opportunity that we've got to prepare ourselves as best as we can to start well next season. So it's a privileged position we find ourselves in, really. I'm quite pleased with a few performances at times throughout the last few games. Even on the bad days, you can pick out some highlights for performances, and you can pick out some problems as well. And in the end, the game ran away from us, and we lost our way in the second half, and they took full advantage of it, which is what you expect from those teams. You know, they're chasing something, and they taught us 1 or 2 things tonight, and we've got to see if we can learn those lessons between now and the weekend and the remaining games, because we've got a couple of other promotion chasing teams to play, so they'll be a good test for us.
All right, thanks for your time.
Thank you.